Hello, everybody. This is Nagman back with another video. Today, I don't really have anything specific that I wanted to talk about, especially regarding the stock market. But what I did do was I went ahead and did a search on Grok to give me a random topic to talk about. So this was basically to do some speaking exercise based on a random topic that I haven't actually prepped for. So when I actually did my search on Grok, it gave me two things to talk about because I asked Grok to give me two random topics to talk about. One of them is tech trends in 2025. I'm not a very techie person, so yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. But the minimalist lifestyle tips. I think I can kind of relate to that a little bit. Here it goes. So, minimalist lifestyle tips that I actually use in my lifestyle. I think the first one would be to not eat out as much. That goes a really long way. You don't actually realize, at least I didn't realize that I was how much money I was spending on eating out every single day. And until you actually sit down and do the math, up all those transactions over a course of a week, a month, over the year, what that looks like, it might actually surprise you. I challenge you to go do that and see what that number actually amounts to. Everybody's obviously going to be different. So, what does that number amount to for you? When I actually did that calculation for myself, I was shocked. I was like, whoa. So, this was a long time ago, probably back in like 2016, when I had done the math, when I was eating lunch every single day outside, costing me anywhere between 10 to 15 bucks every single day. Over the course of the year, annualized, it was something ridiculous. It just say for easy math purposes, for if you're spending $10 a day on lunch 5 days a week, that's $50 a week. There's 52 weeks in a year. So 50 times 50, that's a lot of money, man. So for math purposes, let's just do it for 50 first, right? So 50 times 5 is 250, and then add another zero, that becomes 2500, and then tack on the other $100 for the remaining 2 weeks. So that brings you to $2600. Easy math, right? So $2600 over the course of the year just for eating lunch outside because you don't want to prep for it. Let's say you actually did decide to prep. What would that difference be? I guarantee you, you would cut the cost down to maybe 20% of that for the entire year. And all it really takes is some planning ahead of time and prepping, taking some time out, maybe on a Sunday, Monday, whatever it is. Maybe you don't like eating the same food, same meal every single day, but you can break it up into 2 different days: Sunday prep, Wednesday prep. It's not that hard. So you're telling me that if you can plan out your lunches for the rest of your year by only using $600 of the 2,600 that you would have spent otherwise, what would you do with $2,000 if someone was to just give it to you? Are you telling me that you can't actually use $2,000 whatsoever? I doubt that's the case, guys. I doubt that's the case. So think about that. Minimalist, it's not really a minimalist, it's just being a little bit more cautious, or maybe the better word is to be more aware of your spending habits. Where can you cut back to gain quality elsewhere? What does $2,000 get you? Do you invest? You say you don't have enough money to invest? $2,000 over the course of a year, that ends up being what, like around like 180-ish bucks that you can put towards an investment to have a better future for yourself. If you haven't started, take a look at that. So that's just one thing. The second thing that also comes to mind is not taking expensive vacations all the time. That doesn't mean that you don't enjoy life, period, but there's a time and place for it. What does that mean? If you're not going out to expensive places, how are you spending your money? More importantly, how are you spending your time? That's something that you have to think about. So, one thing that you could employ is do more budget friendly hobbies. That could be visiting parks, that could be going hiking, that could be going fishing, that could be playing sports, that could be spending time outside doing some community service. A lot of self fulfilling things that are out there that don't cost you a whole ton of money. For example, going out to bars weekend, spending money on alcohol, that's only going to damage your body over time. Who wants that? Not saying don't do that stuff, but do it more cautiously, more being more aware
Ask
of what you're
yourself the
spending.
question, where can
And
you cut back?
ask yourself the question,
Where can
my
you cut
philosophy
back?
is cut back to invest towards a better future. That could be either your health, your wealth, and if you can get both, that's a win, man. I don't know how else to say it. That is a win. So, me as a minimalist, I still live in a house. I still have a great job. I have a car that I can drive. If I really wanted to take a vacation, I can take a vacation. But I am self gratification. I am building my financial future that I can, instead of using my hard earned money to use against these extracurricular activities, building myself a I can then use to generate more money so then I can do all this other stuff. Whether that's getting myself a car, going on a vacation, something with my son, something with my family, doing something for my parents, with my siblings, with my friends. Just a little constraint could go a really long way. Doesn't mean that you have to give up everything in life. You just have to plan. So there's a lot of different ways that you can think of a minimalist lifestyle. It means things to different people. You have to ask yourself, what does this mean to you? If you would like to stick around for other videos that I will post in the future, hit the subscribe button. Have a great week. Good luck to everybody.